Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. It's Champions. It's episode number 4. First off, I'm recording this back-to-back with the third episode, but I did tweak the settings on the new OBS, new hardware that I have running. So I know it's a couple days later, but I did notice that the quality wasn't that great. Also, audio was a bit low, so I've turned both of those up. We'll see if that checks out. You haven't even seen that episode yet, as I'm just recording in bunches here ahead of time. Well, anyway, we're back at it. It's middle of June, and I believe that all of the riders have now hit that 5th level. It is from level 5 up to level 6 where we hit our first jump in what it takes to level up a rider. It took 100 points each level. Now it takes double that. It takes 200 points to get to each level. So the time it took us, roughly 5 complete months, to get all the riders to that 5th level, so a month apiece. Well, the next 5 levels, actually, it's only the next 4 levels go at 200 apiece, and then the 5th level starts at 300. So basically double what it was, except for that additional 100 points, and that'll get us the next 5 levels. So I'm expecting that in about 10 months, we should have that complete, or roughly April next year. Let's go ahead and take a moment to see how far the riders have progressed. I have 2 62s, a 61, 4 59s, and the rest are all 60s. That does give us an average of a 60 overall throughout the team right now. Spider-Man is one of those who is at the top of the rankings with a 62. He is a puncher, and he does have a pattern emerging where he is stronger in the hills right now than anywhere else. That could be a good sign as we start to actually develop our riders into their specialties. We'll see if that's the case with anybody else or if Spider-Man is the exception to the rule. Star-Lord Classics. He's still only at 59. His mountain rating is actually his highest. It's his only thing that's above 60, and couple rating of 57. So not a strong showing there. Thor, Stage Racer. Balanced. Downhill is his biggest rating. Wolverine, Sprinter. Just a mountain of 60. Everything else is still below. Ant-Man. Baradur, bit more balanced, a little bit better. You figure compared to others, he's close to that 61. Black Panther, still a 59, time trialist. Prologue is at 60, time trial is at 58, but not ahead of other things. Black Widow, Climber, 59, is a 59 mountain, but again, a bit behind. 60 cobble rating. So, no, I think what we saw with Spider-Man is the exception to the rule, and definitely not a pattern emerging. In time, maybe we'll see it with others, and maybe that's just a fluke that he alone is somehow ahead of the curve. Deadpool, 63 on his prologue, 61 downhill. Gamora, the other puncher, not seeing anything emerge there. 59s pretty consistently through a lot of attributes. 62 sprint. Groot. Hulk. Okay, here's the second one who is starting to emerge just a little bit. Hulk is a 64 mountain rating and is a climber. So just a couple of them starting to look a little bit how they're supposed to be anyway. 61 prologue for Iron Man. Nebula, Baradur, flat is up, but cobbles are highest. Downhill, Baradur, resistance are up a little bit, not enough to say. So really only 2 riders are starting to take shape just a little bit with their specialty. Sponsor confidence, it's back above 0. Well, about the 10% mark anyway, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But we have Groot and the Dutch time trial national championships. don't expect much on this 54 kilometer. How close could we get with this kind of raining? I'm guessing this is going to be embarrassing. As I go to set off, there's a huge gap separating the standings. It's 8.5 minutes to 20th, but more importantly, it's 4 minutes just to 5th place. It's 3 minutes just to 3rd place, as Kruijswijk has a significant advantage over the field right now. Group on a +1, looking pretty dang good for, well, what they could be. 65 on the resistance and a 59 time trial. It's very flat and it's very long. Let's speed this up towards the end and see what kind of result we can get for group. Coming up towards the end, and Vandenberg just flies past us here in these last kilometers, saving a lot for the end. Surprisingly, here comes another rider. I have not run out of energy, but I did back off some, so my pace is worse than what it was. But as we head for the final K, I ran out a little bit before the line, lost a little more ground, but 9 minutes and 40 seconds down. 59th place, though. It's not last. Not last. I'll take it. But we'll see how bad it is. I am actually curious to see how far down the order we are. I'm guessing there's not too many riders with 57 time trial who showed up today. So first off, Kruijswijk's time nearly held up. His teammate Tom Dumoulin ends up taking the victory by just 2 seconds. Eekhoff was 22 down. Arnsman, the only other one within a minute. Wilco Kelderman, just over a minute behind, takes 5th place. I was not last place. In fact, I was a good 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes ahead of the last place rider. But 81st out of 91 is still not a good showing in any sort of way. Let's actually see, how do I compare? Oh yeah, worse. 55s, now 57s, 58s. This is already getting into my range. 61. So we beat actually some time trialists who are better than we are. But otherwise, we kind of finished right where we should be. U.S. National Championships now. And entering this one thing is obvious. The lack of races, the lack of a proper calendar for this team is absolutely hurting us, making situations a little bit worse. In that motivation, the morale is low for all of the team. So motivation is low, which means we enter every single race with an expected race day condition of -1 across the board for every rider. But I would be happy with a -1. Through 5 riders, every single one of them has had either a -3 or a -2, with 3 of them at -3, meaning combined they're a -13 when the expected is a -5. Ouch. I mean, we're bad. We're bad to begin with, but that is truly awful. Here at the U.S. National Championships, where if anywhere there's going to be a chance to get some sort of result, it's right here. 13th for Hulk is definitely better than his teammates, but he's 247 down. Very much off pace. TJ Van Garderen has already gone, though. That is going to be one of those top 5 kind of times, you would think. So that's good. Another -3 for Ant-Man. The expected was -1. There is no fatigue in these riders. There is no reason for them all to be on -3s. That's quite shocking. Quite shocking that the entire team is averaging nearly a -3. Captain America a bit further back. Hulk still has the best time with the 247. All I need is a positive race day condition from one of them, and we could see a full minute better, I would think. Nebula, our last chance for that, and it's nearly her turn, so we'll get a look at what that looks like quite soon. Ant-Man's doing pretty well on his time, just 2:30 down, coming up towards the finish. Alright, on to Nebula. -1. Yeah. First one to get what was expected of them on the day. That's painful. 37th for Ant-Man, still not better than Hulk. Nebula also better time trialist, a 62. 59 on the prologue, though, doesn't help much. Resistance at a 61 doesn't help much. It's not going to be a good time, but it could be, should be our best. Little deficit, but there's a bit of a downhill towards the finish, so she'll recover a little bit here. (34th), only 6 seconds better than Hulk. It was our best time, but only 6 seconds better, so not even a sniff of a top 25. Van Garderen's time so far has held up, but we're just now starting to see those best time trialists come in, and there we go. McNulty goes top. But he's the only one to knock off Van Garderen. I'm really surprised Van Garderen is one of the top time trialists in the U.S. That he was so late in the order. I mean, yeah, late as in one of the first ones to go. As in the top finishers are supposed to be the last ones to go. Anyway.
Greetings to all. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. The heat will weigh on today's race. The riders will have to drink plenty.
I have a 2-man breakaway. Kagimu? Let's see. What do we know about this guy? That he can be beat. 57 flat, 54 resistance, but neither one of us is going to contribute, apparently. Black Panther on a -3, not helpful at all, actually. He goes from potentially the favorite to with that -3. Neither one wants to work. Now, if we attack, he's going to respond, right? Or maybe
He's
not.
making a break for it. Will it prove to be too
open
early?
Up a bit of a gap. Can we push harder than what he can do? No, he's going to chase us down if we do that. Let's go ahead and take the recovery. This is going to be a cat and mouse game. But he's absolutely not willing to work. So we can wait right till the end and try to sprint finish. Oh, this is going to be weird. This is weird. A 2-man race. It's a simple circuit. Not much to it. Very flat. But he won't contribute. He won't let me ride away. We could try again here at some point. It's very early on. 150k, just the two of us.
There's a rider trying to break away
from
from the bunch.
Open a bit of a gap. And then make it stick. As he chases so hard. Be nice if we had Pro Cyclist mode and could actually see. The guy's not working, so it's not like he's gonna have fatigue. Other than chasing me down. Guess what? We're going to get a top 10. We're going to get a podium in a race. This is going to be really exciting. Black Widow did the same thing, but it wasn't 2 riders. It was 28 riders. She got a top 20, and she was really happy about that. So Black Panther is going to be thrilled to have a Ugandan top 2. But what can we do here? I mean, do we wait till the last moment and just try to beat him in the sprint? Or do we try to attack a few times and see if we can open up a gap just purely out of fatigue and then stay ahead? I'm kind of liking that approach here. So if we attack
A rider is looking
a
to
few
give the pack
times
the slip.
and make him chase. Like, he's not going to be fully recovered yet. Just like we're not going to be fully recovered. Can we outgun this
A rider
guy
just launched an attack.
and get ahead, stay ahead? Right now, I don't have enough red bar to go anywhere. Is that him struggling? I mean, he is up out of the saddle.
He broke from the pack like a greyhound.
Fatigue is definitely starting to set in. This is curious. I've never been in this scenario. 2 riders
We're
in a
now at the
race.
halfway stage.
I don't think
It's a
I've ever
good time
seen
to
less
take
than
some
10
food.
riders in a race. T'Challa, I'm so grateful for you.
A courageous rider is looking
This
to break
unique
away.
experience that we have been presented with. A national championship that's actually taking place and has just 2 riders. Now, my fatigue is definitely getting down. You see a little shoulder bob for me. I'm seeing a little shoulder bob for him too, though. Can we break him? Can we break him? Come on now. Come on. Come on.
A rider is taking his chance alone.
Gap holding. Gap's holding. Come on. Yes. Come on. He's back up to me. Recovering a bit slowly, but shoulders are bobbing for both. It's still 83k to go. Cannot let him recover yet.
Look out, he's breaking away.
Ooh, he caught me fast that time though. And I am very low on energy. Very much at the breaking point. I'm gonna attack one last time, and then I might have to just sit on and recover. Now my heart rate's gonna come down a little sooner than his. I don't know what his race day condition is though. He's on bike aid. They could have a much busier calendar than I do. Here we go again. Come on.
A rider is taking his chance alone.
Gotta try to do something, right? That's it. I'm out of energy. Okay, recovery's on for now. Either way, this is gonna limit the game for later. Now, guaranteed he's recovering as well right now. But how tired is he compared to me? I don't know. His stamina's a little worse. His resistance is a little worse on paper. Of course, I've got that -3. What does he have? I do not know. Here we go again.
He's off on his own. The team sponsor won't be disappointed. This is the last third of the race. The team leaders have their minds fixed on today's goal.
Final 60k. Next wave of attack. This is gonna
A
leave
rider
us
just
pretty
launched an
fatigued by
attack.
the end of this thing. Caught me really quick.
Look out, he's breaking away. A courageous rider is looking to break away.
50K. We're going to get one more attack in now, and then we'll have to recover again towards the finish.
He broke from the pack like a greyhound.
Considering he's not working, I can't just ride him off my wheel. That's not going to happen. Okay, recovery on. 45K to go. Hopefully I've left him a little more tired than it's left me, but we'll see. I don't know what to do in the final K other than just attack. I've got the gel at least. $35K to go. We recovered for 10K. Can I even open a gap?
There's a rider trying to break away from the bunch.
I'm trying to attack here. No wonder he couldn't catch me through there. How close is that to the finish? Not close. It's right at the start of the lap.
He's going to take them on by himself.
Now the base stamina resistance for him is quite low. Unless he's got a positive race day condition, I will be very similar to him with those -4s. There's absolutely a chance that we could shake him before the finish. $25K to go.
A rider is looking
Like
to
a
give the
second
pack
grab
the
for
slip.
gel. Maybe it's just food. Okay, we open up the gap a bit further this time. Let's go a little bit longer, a little bit deeper there. But he's covered it off.
We are just 20 kilometers from the finish, so things should come down to a mass sprint for the line.
The stamina fatigue part really setting in, especially with all these little attacks. Can't let up yet. Not before the end. I want the energy for the finish.
Really a punchy attack.
I also want to leave him with almost nothing left. Amazing how fast he can catch me. 16K, and I'm really down to that last little bit.
The riders are entering the last 15 kilometers of the stage.
Big crowd for a two-man race. 13K to go.
And he moves on to the attack. It could be decisive.
$10K to go.
There are just 10 kilometers left.
This is where you gotta open a gap, otherwise there's no chance. This is the last lap through this sector
And there's
right
an
here.
attack at the front. He could go all the way. The sprinters are
gosh,
positioning
I'm out of
themselves up
energy.
front.
I'm out of
It'll
energy.
probably be a mass sprint finish.
8K to go. We'll have to just recover whatever we can and sprint for the finish. Couldn't shake him. At least have my gel for the end. Can't go 6K. 6K is way too soon. He looks pretty tired and he wants to tuck in, that's clear.
Only 5 kilometers left.
Alright, here we go. Gel. Ready to respond. $3K to go. $2K to go.
And they're off! It's going to be very fast!
I didn't even shake him. Look at that, I tried to attack with 2K to go, and he didn't even leave my wheel. Here we go, sprint. Come on, Black Panther. Come on. This guy just took you to school.
Victory
He just took you to school.
A real
Heck
show of
of it.
power. We're waiting for the tail enders who continue
Oh,
to
man.
arrive. And here are the race
Black
highlights that we've
Panther
selected for
attacked
you.
him 50 times in that race. Couldn't shake him. And then just got schooled at that finish line. And we were not out of energy, so we did not go too soon. We did not go too late. We timed that just right. He's just that bad, especially with a -3. Man, I need some motivation for these guys. Hey, we got second place. Woo, podium. Oh, gosh. Oh, next year, Black Panther. Look at that. Classification, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. He's happy too. He thinks that's a good result. Just 59. Next year is his year. Think about it. Think about where Kagamu's probably going to be next year and where he is now versus a year from now. Probably a 70 plus. We'll blow that guy away next year. We'll be able to just set tempo and ride him off our wheel. The problem is he's just going to sit on. So you've got to be able to escape and open a gap and then set tempo and have him try to chase that and burn through his energy. We just didn't have enough of a difference. We were too similar, too identical for that to work, and it never did work. 50 times and we failed, and it was very much down to low energy, but the guy still had enough to sprint at the end and out sprinted the crap that we have. Next up for us is the Tour de Bois, but also the U.S. Road National Championships. Now, because of the timing of the Tour de Bois, half the team is there, and that leaves only half the team available for National Championship road races. Fortunately for me, we already got that road race in for Black Panther and was able to get what went down as a good result. He got a plus. Black Widow got a plus for getting a top 25 in Russia. That's the first 2 pluses we've earned all season, so I'll take what you can get. Didn't make much of a difference to the sponsor confidence, but it's still something. Now, Tour de Bois, yeah, that's our biggest objective left. I think it starts as a 4-star, but I think they're actually evaluating it as 1.5. But that's a stage win. We're not going to get a stage win, so bye-bye sponsor confidence. Well, probably not much because we're already at just about the minimum. The U.S. National Championship, though, is a huge opportunity. So what I've done is I took all 7 non-American riders and sent them to the Tour de Bois. I took all 7 American riders and I'm sending them to the U.S. National Championship. Unfortunately, that's the punchy, looks like Richmond course. That's going to be really tough for this team, but I'll try to put somebody in the break. Shouldn't be much of a problem, as bad as we are. Put somebody in the break and then leave the rest in the peloton just trying to survive. Hopefully, if we're lucky, breakaway ends up with 6-7 riders who go on and take the first 6-7 places, as the US one is often busted and ends up that way very, very often. If we can do that, and if we can get that breakaway rider in the top 10, that's a massive multiple plus because it's the U.S. National Championships. And our sponsor, U.S. based, will care about that significantly. So, please, oh please, oh please, oh please. That's what we're aiming for. That's going to do it for this episode, though. We did just get our first couple riders to start that next level up. So that next wave is just starting to pick up where we're going to get that 6th level in. And we're not there yet, but we're a few levels away from being tolerable now. I don't think it's going to happen before the end of this season, unfortunately, but maybe our last race of the season, they'll be developed enough to be a little more competitive by then. But it's already getting better than it was, but they're still pretty bad. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.